Away Mensa, and welcome back to the channel Deep South Connect. It's all about respect. En vandag is ons in die plein. We are blessed to be sitting in the presence of someone who is born and raised in Mitchell's Plain, a slam poet legend, someone who speaks on behalf of her people with such a passion that it just lights up your soul and inspires you to be the change you want to see in the world, as my man Mahatma Gandhi would say. This sister is a host with the most. And if I had a glass, I would make a toast. I want you to give it up for Maam Madamme.
And I thank you. It's appreciated and everything will be reciprocated.
Oh, that's fire.
That's it.
Did you make that up now?
Yeah.
Yo.
What's up, Deep South? Ik is in the huis, man.
Yo.
It's in the place.
So, we are in Mitchell's Plain. You're born and raised in Mitchell's
Born
Plain.
and raised, born and bred in Mitchell's Plain. Yes.
How's the competition in Mitchell's Plain with hip hop? Is it like a healthy rivalry, healthy competition between the areas?
Ain't nobody competing with me though. If we compete, tell us I'm one win. But also, I'm a leader, but I can be led. That's the whole thing. I don't know anybody that my competition though. Yeah, you know.
But I mean, in terms of like MCs and B-boys and graffiti artists, is there do people rep, like if you're from Westridge, you rep Westridge hard. If you're from Tafelsuch, you rep it hard. Is there that kind of a thing? Or is it just Mitchell's Plain?
One love, Mitchell's Plain.
One love, respect.
Because remember, Lentig here is opposite the road here. Westridge is opposite the road there. Nee, Rockland is opposite the road there. And Eastridge is opposite the road there. So we all in Mitchell's Plain, yeah, we don't worry. As Mitchell's Plain and the people represent, everybody represents Mitchell's Plain, yeah, that's all that I know.
One love, sister. So can you tell us about, you are the founder of your own organization.
Yes, I'm the founder.
Color a Day Brighter.
Yes, Color a Day Brighter. It's an organization that was established by me and Sidlin and Abrams. It was in 2016. The objective of Color a Day Brighter is to create expression through art.
Respect.
And art being hip hop, being drama, rap, poetry, gardening, because we need to be eco in this time, creating an eco business mind for the youth so that they can become self-sustainable in their lives. That is the objective. Yeah.
Okay. And people who want to support your project or find out more, do you have a website?
Most definitely, there's a Facebook page right now.
Okay.
People who want to pitch in. I need some hands on deck, straight up, no cap. Everything is available already to us. We just need to take it.
Respect, sister. Respect. That's fire. That's fire.
Let's just take it there, man, you know. So, yeah.
We'll put a link to that. So,
most definitely.
Where do you operate from with your organization? Do you go around in your community? Is there a central hub? Is it from your house? Is it?
It's from my house. It's here from my bed. It's from my couch. It's in my fridge, you know, and it doesn't even work, the fridge. So yeah, I'm collaborating with different NGOs within the community. Warriors of Change, that is against, or that's working on safe houses for abused, raped, queer victims. There's no discrimination with regards to gender or whatever. It's just that they are supporting that. So I'm down with them. We're gonna have some link-ups very soon. Color Day Bright is linked up to that. Color Day Bright is linked up to the Safe Line project as well. Also, back to Warriors of Change. The reason why I collaborate with them is because my poetry directly aligns with them and the organization. So shout out to Shay, she's doing the things out there. They would like to have a call center available 24/7 for our children that need them, you know, and not just children, females. They would like to start safe houses, like for mothers and children. Dat ze niet kan aankomen, ze kan je kossies maken, ze kan je tangen doen, ze kan je kennis was. Ik kan het zeggen via, you know. No need to keep the children out of school, no need to do all of that stuff because there is people available in Mitchell's Plain, in Kyle's River, everywhere. We just need to connect the dots for the people so they know exactly where they need to go to find the help and to find the support that they require. In that sense, yes.
Respect, that's fire. I like the concept of connecting the dots so that resources can be shared around where they need. People lacking everyday essential resources. That's a reality that's fucking heavy.
It is heavy, and it's also an emotion. It's for me, it's the emotional part because why you can like drink some water to quench your thirst, but you're gonna get the other things to quench your medi, to strengthen your medi, to put you on that level, and that's what we wanna build on. So I was teaching at Meridale Primary before the lockdown, teaching poetry as a form of expression. And what came out there is that children are actually afraid. They are very fearful and they're angry. That is the most two emotions that come up is fear and anger. Angry at the system, fearing what's happening in the communities. So what comes out of that poetry is much deeper than what they would think at the time, but obviously I'm much deeper with regards to words and emotions, so I can read into the feelings that they feel and I can decipher to the people that need to know what's happening in the minds of our children. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because a mother needs to, even though a mommy doesn't talk to a child, I'm gonna get your child at the school. And all that stuff is gonna come out. So then I need to take it back to the mother. Like check here what your child is writing. Like now you know what's in the heart and in the mind. So now you can work on that. Go and be great. You know what I mean?
If I can speak into it, just because I witnessed you doing this today. Like we went to the Westridge skate park and there's a kid skating there and he lets me have a go on his board and I'm like, yo, this kid needs a new board. Maam Madamme over here is what?
What? Does he need a
What?
new
He
board?
needs what? Gets his number, starts saying she knows this and that person,
Yes.
finds out where he lives, they realize they have a mutual person that they both know on the block there. That's incredible. That's really what going into your community and
Yes, because what he's doing is he's going out to that park because he want to avoid gangsterism and he has a board with him. And that is true hip hop. So for me, I can only tell him, kyk jy vat my nommer. Dis ma'am, soek my enige plek. Waar die mense wie ek is. Ek weet wie kan vir jou uitsoek met 'n board. Jou helmet, jou goede. Speak to me. He says, yes, they must sort out the parks here. Say, yes, man. Solomon Philander is our person here. We can speak to the people, man. We just need to present the children to them and what their requirements is because there's doors we don't even knock anymore, ne? We open the door and we enter. And that's what we're going to do in this time because we have to do it for them, for that child. So nou weet hy voel 'n bietjie bitter. Hy voel as 'n lig wat brand. Hy voel nou hy kan ons maar lekker skei en 'n paar lekker akkeltjies aan doen. Since I can be full and say, visit Somis, now I met this person, man. They're gonna help us. And then once again, there's hope. To forward is a must, man. And what we have to do is trust because there is starving hearts that's dependent on us. And that is that.
blessings, sister. That is fire.
So if there's anyone out there that wants to provide support, that wants to link up, that has capacity, it's about the capacity because at the end of the day, it's what you can provide to that person. It's not to say that I want your money, I want your capacity and what you can bring and where you fit in. Not for something else, but what is, wat is sy en wat is sy besig en wat kan sy vir ons gee? Dat as jy dinge kan bou aan die kante, you know what I mean? So yeah, ons is by die. Ons is by community upliftment, man, and that is the real, true hip-hop. When you see, that's what I meant when I spoke in the beginning. When I say that you see that child there, you tell him, go and be great. Sy sê vir sy het hom, en sy sê vir my is mense, maar hulle is nie skag vir hom. Ja.
How did you get started in hip hop, poetry, music?
Okay, I have always been a lover of writing. It is a form of expression for me. I can say I was in grade 4 at Montague Drive Primary in Mitchell's Line, Rowanwood, and that is where I started writing poetry. Okay, so then, first 2016, um, I discover myself and rediscover myself constantly through writing. So 2016, I came out and I actually started performing. Um, yeah, that was, where was that? Homies with the Arties. Homies with the Arties was in Belleville with sister Tony. That sister was that was my first performance. My sister was there, the Neil Plaatjes, Sidlin was there, my mother was there. That's three people that supported me from the beginning with regards to my poetry journey. My poetry stems from my culture, my lineage, what's to come for me. The omnipoet is the voice of the voiceless. The omnipoet speaks through Maam Madamme. That's one thing that you guys must remember, because I have different personas. Some people see me on the streets. Then you see Lindsay, and that is Lindsay Hendricks. But I'm not worry about Hani, want sy sê op die then you can meet me on the mic and I'm hosting, it's Maam Madamme. But poetry, the way I see it, is rhythm and poetry. There's no rapper in this place that can say that they're not a poet. Because it's about rhythm and poetry, you see. So my poetry, it's not one-dimensional. It is spoken word, which then transforms into drama, which then transforms into theater, a movie, a song, a rap. It's poetry for my, and that's what I could do. So, taking it from that, 2016 moving forward, stick uit in die plekken, hook up with Tuli, shout out to Tuli. He recorded my first track, man. En is nog eens release, maar jullie allemaal weet waar het is. Silence and my, alle rappers weet waar het is. So then from there onwards, I continue with my works with regards to poetry. Published some works in the UK, did some works here. Started Color de Brighter in 2016 as well, with a sister of mine, Sidlin Abrams. We started that. Seed of a Menti is who she's now in this time. Legendary Seed of a Menti. Color de Brighter is our organization that we started that time already. Waar ons naar parkies toe gaan en ons maak die kinders vetkoeken en ons maak vir hulle eitel. We take them games, educational games, take them some toys, take them some pens and papers. That was in Heinz Park in Mitchell's Plain. We started there on the fields every Sunday. We would go out and go do that works there. With Color de Brighter as well, it is a fully fledged organization that is focused on using hip-hop as an expression for children, because it is therapy. Because what has happened to me, what I left out with regards to the timeline, obviously is my journey of my life. Okay. So then with that journey comes the rediscovering of Maam Madamme. That you will see I'm constantly changing. You can check my timeline. Started with strictly slam poetry. Natasha Tafari words with saying. It was the second performance that I was at. And then we start Color de Brighter and we continue from there onwards. So alles wat ons gedoen het in die verlede is te vergeefs. In die present of in die future nie. En ons bou nog altyd. So van die tyd af word ek op met die broederbond. En ons doen 'n paar dinge. En hulle besteek vir my en hy. So bring ons vir Rosie. Download vir haar. Sy is in die skag. Van Rosie af, ons is nou nog hier. Ons het Rosie se EP gedrop. For me, personally, Rosie doen haar weke, ek doen my weke. My weke is poetry, my weke is grondweke, is community weke. Some people will consider me, they will say, ja, ze is een doperie, pas is die en ze is die. Wat ken ze eigenlijk voor mij? Dat is die vraag. Because I'm not just an individual, I like my fingers in each pot, man, you know, like that. So, that's how we do things. I'm doing it too.
Respect, sister. You can talk. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, and then from there onwards, can meet up with a few sisters. The most important thing in my life is that I know my purpose. It is to tell stories of other people and also to express my stories, tell their stories within my story. You won't even know who am I speaking about in my poems because it's not for me, it's for somebody else to see. So with that being said, kom uit van de tas te varen, Tracy Rose, Sida Vamenti, Samantha, Osit, vrouw, vrouw zo als vrouw. Sien sy, Rosie die Ripper, Lance Lightje, heel goed. So what? Adjacent photography. That's what's up. That's the connections that was formed. In my life, I've realized that every person that I meet for a reason and purpose. There's no chance in my life. I don't believe in chances. I believe in destiny. I believe in fate. Respect. I believe that everything I do is with a reason and purpose, and I believe that I'm exactly always where I need to be. So, as I neem gekry het, dat in my community, as a tyd en plek vir alles, you know. As I meet, dan sê ek meet met my. Ja, that's done. Yeah.
Respect, sister. Thank you for
sharing.
Thank you, man. Thank you for sharing such a beautiful insight into your journey with us. So, when I met you was probably a month ago or 2 months ago, maybe at the conflict.
Yes.
The battle event. That was when I met you. I was with Ace the Tongue.
Yes.
He's the one who told me this sister is a legend. So I thought you were actually an MC, but your original gateway into hip hop was writing poetry and then performing slam poetry.
Performing slam poetry, and obviously the mense wie ek moes wie ek is in regards to my raps. As I told you, I can transform that poetry into anything. So I transform it into raps waar ek kan uitstip by mense soos Ace the Tongue. Story van Ace the Tongue, ek hou die hele story tel, so wat story time. Wat ek met Rosie ontmoet, nee, ons ontmoet op Facebook. Kom met ons vir Ace the Tongue. That was original. That was in 2016. All was the originals. We were gonna link up with talks with regards to a feature, and that's how we all met together. And that is where the initial thing was formed. Dat ek jou net die vertel. Sarah to Ace the Tongue, die man met die Ace the Tongue, die Ace the Hond.
That man killed it on Saturday, bro.
Jy?
Whoa. That man gets on the mic. People just say, yo, Ace-To's here. The man must get on the mic. He must get on the mic, and he killed it, eh?
Check, he was the only person that wasn't even gonna be on the mic if it wasn't for Rosie, but sy weet mos, ons kom mos even gister af, ons kom aan die 16 af, you know. And then he came through for, and I could druk an exclusive, kyk jy, man, waar nie so 'n beatie. As hy van net Ace the Tongue, en hy is die. 783 in die mag en strijd het die OV.
Praat van OV 783. Who else in Ocean View has inspired you or that you've connected to that you would be willing to share with us?
Yo, kyk hierdie kids in die OV en slangkop, hulle weet van my haar by king size. Daar by David, dat is sy. Yes, ja, plofstof. Die man met slangkop. So, het is mos nou gakkie.
Vlaktes.
Kyk jy, het is vlaktes. Kyk jy. MC Dan. Nee, man.
Legend.
Kyk jy die man en die ouwe, ek vir julle allemaal gaan nou noem jy moet nog eens zwaar terug gaan nie. Lance. Kyk jy, Cokes. Kyk jy. Wie is daar nog? Nee man, skop aan by my. Spinnekop! Sy, jy Spinnekop. Ja, ons is allemaal samen by die PV Park en jy weet mos van my gakkie. Jou naam is Geiks, ons al aan Krabben geboord heb. Oh, wat?
Sy naam is Geiks.
Sy naam is Geiks. Yes, that's the cats from OV.
Yeah, Ocean View is legendary.
Ocean
In the
View.
Deep South for hip hop, Ocean View is
Truly,
just gotta respect them.
truly.
But we are now currently sitting in the home of hip hop.
Julle is in die plein,
In
man.
the original starting
Julle is in die
point.
boffen. Sien julle? Julle is nou hier so. Mr. Devious, Isaac Newton, hulle, kyk die Beacon Valley, Mitchell's Plain, Portland's West Street, Stapelsig, East Streets, man.
Praat sister.
Jo. New Woodlands, Oud Woodlands, rooi dakke. Huh? Dis is nou, man. Julle is in die plein, man. Julle is nou by my. Julle is thuis. Vol thuis, man. Huiskinders in die huis. So weet jy maar se kos, jy like jou mommy's food, mos man. Sien jy hy? Of jy wil huiskos, man. Ons hou van huiskos eet, man. You know? Tell on. Keeping it real.
Mitchell's Plain is, I can't explain in words how legendary it is. To anyone who's a fan of hip hop in Cape Town, Mitchell's Plain, when you hear it, when you see the name, when there's a new artist, there's always fire artists. You mentioned
Yes.
Mr. Devious, Isaac Newton, these are the goats.
Those are the goats.
Those are the goats going back, way back.
Mr.
And
Mercy, I mean.
so many people to this day. I mean, even the young, I'm inspired by people like Craig or even Klein Fortin.
True.
There's so many people
But then I will
proudly
take it.
representing
Truly,
Mitchell's
but I
Plain.
will always take it back, man. What Mr. Devious say, I find myself in the eyes of my children, man.
Rest in peace to the king.
Truly that. En die sal ek samen mee vat. Vir my kinders en my generation wat te kom is. And that's why I will always drop something in the ether. Want ek sê nie net goed randomly nie, you know. And that's why I've never ever been on an interview. Kyk jy waar is dat die mense wat my ken vir my. Maar nou, die tyd is nou, man. Is om te bou. As ek my nie gebed. Mense raak siek en so, man. So ons moet vir hulle heal, man. And the healing, guys, I can make jokes in that, no? But everything that I say is a metaphor to what I mean. So you can decipher that, man. In the future, even now, as I bereid is vir die bereidste. But wat jy kan sê is, ons is die eerste nasie, man.
Respect.
En een persoon wat ek kan dankie sê, ne? Nee, no doubt. Een persoon wat altyd die deure oopmaak. Sy maak altyd die deure op vir hiphopse kinders. Sy gaan nie so hard terug nie. Ons kan hier kom, ons kan vir onsself geniet, ons kan hard praat. Ons sit iets in 'n sakkie, ons geef haar iets, maar een ding is die hy is my ma, hy het klaar toe. Sy aanvaar vir Rosie, sy aanvaar vir Kim, sy aanvaar vir Lons, sy aanvaar vir Samantha, Jawad, hulle almal, kykie, Natasha, kykie, Tracy, hulle almal, man, whoever settling, everyone, man, that knows, who's part of me, knows my mommy. And that's where my teachings come from, because I was raised by a single parent. So for my people will get mistaken because of my masculinity or because of my thick voice or whatever the case may be. However, I was raised by a single mother, so
Respect.
and I am a single parent as well. That's how I represent for that. But also what I want to say is about duality. Masculine and feminine energy must be balanced, you know. So the game is really masculine. But I can also be masculine, but I can also be heavy feminine, you know, because with us, man. So I can bring it both sides, when we can fill up a top dick in a way wat side for here, man. You know.
Can we talk a little bit about the game, the masculinity, and is it changing? But now 2021, is it starting to change?
Kijk, ons waren niet, man. We don't care. The girls that stepping up now. Ons waren niet voor ons van dingen, nie, man. We come and we bring the light and we bring the positivity. So you're gonna deal with it, or you're gonna deal with us. It's either way, man. Ons kan deel, of ons gaat achterom, ons kan voor, dit gaat zomaar recht deel, man. Kijk, je strap zomaar op die dieren. Je moet zo'n size 3 voeten, 2. So for us, we will not be erased. No, we will not retreat and we will not surrender. Because at the end of the day, you can't deny where you come from. You come from a woman. You see, you baked in that blood for 9 months. You came out with it on your tongue, man. Dus ik kan niet voor ons deny die plek is awesome, man. You know what I mean? And that's straight up, man. From the womb. So by right plek, if you say, that you my sister, if you say that you my brother, you must feel me. Like you came out of my mother's womb, and that is what hip-hop is about. To staan nie terug nie. If you need something, ons organise dit sommer vir jou nou gou. Kyk jy stiek uit by jou huis met 'n sak op ons rug, met kos en alles, no. Kansas Tina, kyk hierdie twakkers Tina. So you don't worry, man. You don't tell us, kyk jy, sister die en die gaan aan by my huis. Ons weet, alles gaat aan by almal se huis, man. Ons is nog daar vir jou mense in jou huis, ons is daar vir jou, en ons is daar om vir jou te bou. Because it's about support at the end of the day. Respect. You know, anxiety and depression is real in the game. Dat is die sê. Soms kan jy gaan nie kan dit dangen. Dat ek weet waar my support straks lê. Sien sy. En as die die nie, sy moet die mense sê wat hulle kan doen vir jou. Because as ek vir Kim sê, nou kyk ek nodig die man. Lance, ek nodig sy my kinders gaan haal by die school. Ek nodig sy my kind vat met sy boeke. Hy gaan dit doen vir my. En sy gaan ek my vraag, meem die en die nie. Rousey weet, sy my kan sy haar vlieg, man. Maar ek kan nie nog so lekker vlieg en hy nie. Ja, so staan en ons allemaal moet instaan vir mekaar. En as 'n tyd en 'n plek vir alles. And everybody needs somebody. You know what I mean? And that's why we must check on your friends and provide them with that structure, you see. We're losing a lot of cats out here, man. Shout out to say Dash, rest in peace, sister, man. Because why ons nie vir jou gekry in tyd, man. En nou bou ons vorentoe sal we almal kry. Wat ons nodig het. En ons sien sy lekker ons gaan te by jou. Wat gaan dan aan, weet dit sy 'n man is of vrou? Ons is based on gender nie. We don't have time for gender politics anymore. We're fluid now. You see, so now we can step up to anyone, especially the children. Because we can get them at a younger age. And we know that they saw Maam Madamme, she planted that seed there for them. Even if it's 2 words to tell them, girl, it's like lekker vandag, man. You're doing good, go out and be great, man. You see, that is encouragement that they need from us. So vir my nie om te worry oor die en die nie aan het ding. Ek worry vir my nie. As kinders het wil eat, man. And also, for me, I've been involved with the permaculture community. I've been involved with the Khoisan community. It's a big thing for our children to know exactly where they come from, you see. They need to know that we are the First Nation, even though our heritage was erased. That's the feeling that you feel inside of you. It's a feeling of restlessness. And that's where your awakening comes, man. When you feel restless, you feel like something not. It's a regime, man. It's a reiki regime. It's stinky. Or you just feel anger. You see, because our children are angry and they are afraid, man. And as people, we grow into that. But then hip-hop comes, you see, and you can find yourself in the eyes of your children. You see, not necessarily your children, jou kinders, my kind, ek praat hier van hy nie. Dat ek wil weer terugbring, alles is 'n metafoor. You see, all our history was erased, man. But hier bou ons nog altyd en ons vertel nuwe stories. En ons herhaal hy stories in ons eie tonge en ons eie taal en ons bring dit vir jou weer en it's dieselfde feeling. Never mind the story. It's about the feeling, it's about the emotion that goes into it. Where children can learn how to feed themselves. And that's important. And children can learn how to be business minded. It's not about going to school. It's dying, man. What I want my children to do, I want them to be successful and I want them to be happy in their success. So in order for them to be happy, they need to follow their art and follow their craft that they want to do individually. We already see what they want to do. The only thing that I can do for them is plant that meditation with them. Even though they're going to schools, I love it. I love it that I want them to be happy. So these things that I do now is only for our children, man. And for our generation that's gonna come, because we break the bands, man. That was there previously. We break all of that so that we can go forward and be new. Since I walk in the light, jou tyd wat ons weet van die donkerte, man. Kyk, jy sit in die donker lig, jou tyd. Sinds hy ons weet wat het is om nie te het en ons weet wat het is om te het. Daarom kan ons nou altyd sal hier in my ghetto, in my hoek. My ma sê is 'n hoek want die mense loop sommer by. Ek klop hulle sommer hulle warings van die dier nie. En hy sê wat gaan hulle kloppies by venster nie. man is so hoog, man. But until dit allemaal wel is, man. Hulle bevind hulle self hier en hulle gaan in 'n dingen. So for us it's about therapy, man. Because I'm gonna bring you back. Depression and anxiety is real, and we are suffering it from it every day. That's why you were wonder waan toe gaan die mense oor dwingland so resurface en hy man is besig om die ding te gaan sê ek oor as nie vir mo gaan dit saam met sy praat aire van die man het gedrop die man het die man doen nie daai nie wat sy aan ons is nie skag en is besig om die dinge te gaan dat ons kan weer terugkom reinventing ourselves constantly and coming back every time, you know. Okay.
Spoken like a poet. Respect, sister. And if I can comment on some of the things you said, I love that you pay homage to legends from earlier when we were talking about Mr. Devious.
Yeah.
The way you pay homage to your mother.
Yes, bro.
What a kind lady who welcomed us in.
Yes.
Blessings to her as well. But I love the fact that you pay homage because I think it's so important. We do honor people. Do you know what I mean? You've inspired us and you've been part of our journey. And the fact that you talk about hip-hop in such a way that it can literally save people's lives. That's power. That's power. It's so powerful to hear someone just spitting facts about the youth and depression, anxiety. These things that are so prevalent everywhere. And the fact that hip-hop is almost like the light at the end of the tunnel that you can
go into the portal, bro. You must go into the ether because why? In order to find the true hip hop, you have to go into yourself. It is deeply connected into our roots as a form of expression. Onze kennis is the best. They're more resilient. You know? They don't worry about the things that we used to worry about. They don't even care about politics. They don't even care about post 1995. That stuff don't. My kids, they don't talk about things like that. They talk about opening portals. They talk about science. They talk about things like that. They talk about next level things, man. So with that being said, they will go and they will be great. As long as we can just instill in that what is required for them to move on in their journey. And it doesn't even cost a lot. All that it costs is a word of mouth. See me, as I told you in the beginning, my journey as a writer is not. It is actually my mission. It is actually my calling. It is like Kamagu. I summon that spirit to come. I summon my ancestors when I write because where else is that stuff gonna come from? I'm serious. You know, where is that stuff gonna come from? So for me, taking it back to them in that instance, that I can give to them, I will give to them. And they can go and be great, like I said once again. They can do what they need to do. Because what I foresee is only greatness. I don't see, for me, I think about problem and I think about solution. For me, my teaching was for me to discover myself with regards to my communication, being a speaker. I wasn't a child that was able to speak. I was a child, the same like these children. I was a child that was angry since a young age, you know. I was angry because my mother was a single parent. I was angry because men came in and abused my mommy. But then I was birthed, you know. And that's why I can be this person that I am today because of everything that happened to me in my past, because of my culture, because of not knowing exactly where I'm from, because not knowing my grandma's grandma, because not knowing these things. Yet we are so mixed, no? But our roots runs much deeper because this thing I can tap into like this. And I can go into that when I sit alone and I burn a candle and I'm butt naked. And I go into myself. Then I can bring that stuff out to someone who needs it. So for me it was to discover myself in my communication. I can communicate clearly now. You know. For me communication is a thing and also objection. Handling, not just objection handling, but handling conflict. Handling conflict and communication goes hand in hand. Because we need to be able to handle conflict through communication. And that is what I want to be able to teach our children. So they can communicate and tell me, mommy, I'm feeling this way because you made me feel that way. And then mommy can come back. Even though people, we don't know how to communicate as colored, so-called colored people. This is the originals, man. We're deciphering everything as we go along so we can become stronger. And that is that. I can take you a whole day. This can be an interview a whole day. It's slapping. But taking it back to K9. There's an example there. Similar now. That man, the persona that he is on stage is not the same persona that he wakes up with. The foot that he gets out of the bed with. The hand that he takes to go brush his teeth. You see, for him, in the capacity that he has within hip-hop, to be locked up, ons weet van die boere, ons weet van hy man. Nou, maar die punt sy naam is die, by die hoof was het net sy mense, en het was Ike, Levin, Luke, Rosie, Kim, Lance Lightyear. Waar is die ander manskappe, wat so vir jou verdedig op Facebook, maar hulle kan nie by jou staan nie, en hy hier, wat sy hulle richtig nodig het, ek en Kim al op maar oma, dat zijn die gattes, no? Hoe is niet zo stem maar heel tijd daar buiten kan, man. Hoe is die vrij hond? Weet je welkom? Hij is een paar van kinders. Kijk achter zijn ma. Kijk achter zijn vrouw. Hij is niet op binden. Ja, behoort hij, maar hij is daar uitgekomen. But the support is the essential thing. And when he came out, he saw people that was there. He saw people shouting. Het mense is in plakate, ons hou nie op en ons slaap nie, man. Kijk, my mond is op vir sulke dinge. My mond is recht vir sulke dinge. En ek is like net, where's the justice? Jy Zaza nie, man. As it justice en hy nie Zaza nie.
Respect.
And I don't care what people say with regards to the way I speak, man. Because ek hoef nie om nice te kom en hy nie, man. You see, with my writing, you will see different personas. But daar is een wat fokkoli ware nie. En hy is een wat daar gebees het met dag. Because why die ding se naam is die. Waar was hy beroeser aan nou wat soveel jou kan betelig as aan het vrouwmense is aan buitenkant. Queer bodies aan buitenkant. Huh? That's why I can say there's no gender attached for us in hip-hop. Ons sal stand up vir ons mense jou tyd. Ek en Kim het geloop in die nacht. Vir sy haar. Kinders. No? So daar gestaan door die ATM. Is mekaar. Jare even die wil toen nie teken aan die moment. Ek kijk na die hond. Die het gekomen opgetreden.
Respect.
Het was eens een ding wat ze gedink het gaat die weekie. It was a love. Nee, it was a stress. En wat dit sy meditation kan ons terugskop. En so maar sê jy, laat ons maar uit te klokke laat by die hofval. Ek sê, joh, sy man haal. Snora. Roos in die skachen. Die saron het. Skwa. Kim. Wat die seewings het. Vlieg in met wings out, tedig man. And that is what I saw today, no? It's like the people that you link up with now is the people that's gonna walk with you forward. En dan kan ze sing, dis jou rechte mense. Sê hulle by Rosie saving. Allemaal kan by Rosie pick op in die kapen. Allemaal sê hulle het tabou. Maar was sy by die event? Het was niet een eventie. Wow, my mooi. Het was niet een eventie. Nee, het was een verjaarsdag. Ons het nie gesê, kom, die en die, dit en die, bring die, gesê, bring jou siel. En kot die van die sister. Kim, is in die gebied, sy bou, hy selfs bou, hy sê, jy laat ons kan inblij. Sy bou vir Rosie, sluit dan uit vir Rosie, man. Ek op Redlocks, shout out, man, vir die bou wat jylle het vir my sister sien. Shout out vir die mense wat haar bou het, onhou net, man. Die kan, wat so rip, dinge doen, no, stoe different mense, ek ken vir haar, dwars die die banke. Wie sy het, en wie staan achter haar, sy weet die, wie is aan haar, sy gewoon, mami, dankie, die kan het nie een ma of een pa nie, ons staan samen na wat laat toe, maar sy kan nie big up vir my sister sien, nou kan sy dank, hoe voel ek, as ek sien die hare week, wat ek ingesit het vir Rosie van 2016, no? En ek sien, nou finally, het is een event, En ik kom meet, visa by die event, dan kan ik kom meet visa for Rosa. And that's the people that she can depend on. On how, sy is in die plein, on 'n osse berusting. Sy is onder my, Kim, Lance, die hele, my mense is haar mense, Kim se mense is haar mense, my ma is haar ma. That's why I can give thanks to my mommy. She opened the doors for Rosie. So wat vir Rosie is haar kind, wat ek kind. As niemand wat hy kan doen vir haar nie. Sy bly hier, sy is also fucking Rosie hier, man. En dat is wat ek kan straight sê, man. Stik uit, ons die gesê het, man. Die mense kan uit die ou weet, kan sy haar nie. Sy kan nie kom met die Elsies uit die, hoe is dan nie Elsies? Hoe lyk het, sy kan nie teksie gehad het. Ik noem die namen nie, noem nog, die skoen pas direct sit aan, man. Sinds hy so naalste lang is, kot het, maak het kot, as het een kleinere size. Sinds hy, trek een paar slippers aan, floppers. Sinds hy nou. And that is how serious I can be about this thing, because it's a serious thing. Because me and she didn't meet each other just for chance, man. En ik zie vir jou, niks gebeur vir, alles gebeur net vir 'n reden, nothing happens for chance. Our sisters was linked, man. Kijk, hier is nou weer terug in die skagging. So dat is wat ik wil sê, man. As dit sê so logiaal geheer, dit is ook een dating ring. Sy kan ek jou vir sy gee daar so. Steve was daar, Soprite voucher. Stuur ik kan iets, man. Aan haar inbox. Say happy birthday, man. Do you see now I'm gonna bring you back to that child in the park, man. It is just about putting the word in and saying, yeah, Rosie. Kan het jy nou maak vir jou en my sister, man. Alles van die beste vir jou. Plant hy by haar, man, dat sy weet wat sy vorentoe het, man. Because why, ek en Kim, ons is die broer, en ons hou weer dop. You see, as jy het ding, ons gaan nie swaar terug, ek bou julle niet met hy. En ons gaan kak maak, en die kak. Sinds hy, wat sy nie by die biker nie, maar sy wil by die pool is. Sinds hy nou, ek week vir haar, sy week vir my. Is nie nog een ding nie, is ernstig. Is nog een ding vir jou nie, maar is ernstig vir my, want ek is ernstig voor alles in my lewe. Everything that I do is a teaching, everything that I learn is a lesson today. Once again, look came through, and I met him 2 months ago. Kijk ja, as any ether, what's happening in the present already happened in the past will be manifested for the future. Daarmee staan ek terug.
Respect, sister. Respect. Talking about Rosie the rapper, sy is aan die brand met 'n mic in haar hand. Live performance. Bruh. En sy was die host met die mouse.
Ek was die host met die mouse. Ek moet insit vir haar, man. Ek moet het doen vir haar, because why? Daar is ook nie vir my nie. Daar is vir haar. Ek moet vir haar bou, dat sy haar mense kan gaan bou. Want sy is maar nie. Even though sy kan hier sit in my plekken. Wie sê sy voel hom? Wie, kyk jy haar roots is in Oudtshoorn, Pakketberg, Saron, Potterville. Die plekke is waar Rosie gaan haar plekke insit en wijs wat ons waar gaan bou. She's gonna have a drama classes there. She's gonna have a interaction. She's gonna have a things there. But we're just building now for her here. And that's why she's making sacrifices to be here. It is not a thing, man. She's making a sacrifice. Years ago, we couldn't do the things that we're doing now. That's why I'm saying it's a reason and purpose for everything, and everything is coming. Soos Kim sê, die puzzles is buitekant, ons is nou besig met die puzzles is buitekant. Kyk jy, imagine vir jou, 100 puzzles. Hy is met some moorse puzzle boot daar. Sien sy nou, ons is hier by die buitekant. Nou wat sy met ons, sy binnekant of wat, sy die buitekant. Maar nou, het sy moes sien nou aan die puzzle, joh, wat?
Yeah. Okay. Quick fire round.
Yes.
Favorite hip hop artist from Mitchell's Plain currently?
Currently? Lance Lightyear.
Lance Lightyear, respect. He also killed it at Downtime Lounge.
He be killing it.
Respect.
But then also, shout out to Eavesdrop.
Respect.
The Baku. That I just need to put in there, and I thank you.
Anyone else? Artists you want that are inspiring you currently or recently or ever in your life?
What inspires me is about artists. I will mention Cedar Mente first of all, because it's comedy system and also kom like van for me to see her progress in the way that she progresses right now. That is all that I need in order to proceed, you see. That's it.
She also killed it on set.
Killed it.
Everybody killed it.
Killed it.
People missed out actually. Favorite food?
I don't have specifics. Okay, I like to eat things that I'm used to eating. But my preference wouldn't be no meat.
Respect. Respect.
That would be my all-time favorite. Anything that has no meat in it. Lekker man. Lekker. Yeah. Lekker kos. Away.
If people want to see you live in the near future, will you be doing some shows of your own at all, or some performances of your own?
I look forward to having a poetry competition in the future. Julle moet reg staan vir die strictly slam poetry competition. En liewe ja, mense, wie's net lekker, julle bodies lekker, julle lippe en julle tonge lekker. Die. Further on, future gigs, it is with the Warriors for Change, with Shay. We're gonna be working the works there with Color Be Brighter. We're gonna be linking up constantly. Check me out at downtown Maams. That's my home. So you're like my hacker. Kyk net die posters and alles. Keep up to date. But stay on the page. Stay on the lookout. But yes, it's the only event that I have upcoming right now.
By your sister. So, final comments for people in the Deep South, because also funny Deep South, also in the Hoekia, Versoek Ovi Massi, Komiki Simon Sound. It's like a little, that's why they call it the valley, because it's like a little bay. We got our own little thing going there. But we're trying to connect more to the outside. So people from the Deep South who want to come and connect to artists in Mitchell's Plain, LCs, what would you say to them?
Yo, kijk, je stikkertjes mamelike, man. Kijk, dus nou, ons hippie samen te bouwen. Julle weet mos wie het is en julle weet waar ek is. Nou is het tijd om die community te bouwen. Nou is het tijd om je dingen uit te zien. Ik is een girl wat ook een statement maakt, man. So moet nog niet bij mij met een blok gaan. Dat tel ik op. Dat is nog voor die mensen wat geld ik. But then also let me just tell you, it's not about money specifically, it's about currency, and you have different types of currency. My currency is my tongue. See me eye. So then special shout out to Brad Lux.
Respect.
I'm gonna be learning the language soon because I feel that's an essential part for me and my journey going forward. Shout out to King Possible. Ik had nog een die waar hij weet hoe laat is het. Die dingen. Lance Lightyear. Kijk in mijn crew, weet moest jullie is. Ik hoef niet zoveel te shout out die man. But jullie weet wie het is, because waar in die ochtend als ik opsta, dan weet jullie is ook mijn dial. Kijk hier, if I'm on my lowest of lows, dan is jullie daar voor mij, jullie weet wie jullie is. And I thank you. What else do you want to ask me? Shout out to you, man.
Sure, thank you.
Steek hier. Is oor het.
Respect, sister. I want to just say thank you. It's been a fire day. We started it outside the courthouse for K9. We went to the skate park. We're at your place now. You blessed us with the fire experience just to hear your knowledge, to meet the rest of your crew. Although we met them at LC's on Saturday, but still to go deeper with people is always a blessing. To be able to hear, and I love how you speak passionately into the problems. Not just problems, but I mean the challenges that come with doing what you're doing and undoing what needs to be undone. There's a lot of processes involved, but you're killing it, and your love for hip-hop and for your people is so inspiring that I ask you, Kapnet an, man. Kapnet an, carry on doing your thing, and life will bless you, my sister. And thank you for having us.
Thank you, man. I just want to leave you with one quote.
Please do.
The light surrounds me. The light passes through me. I am the light. It's Thank you, y'all. Thank y'all. That's what's up. Y'all know where to find me. Y'all love bitan. Y'all love it mos nou. Bel your ma. Say your pa. Maam Madamme. Is gangaga. En is skachen. Deep South. Y'all bitan. Ik het y'all bouw. Even vanaf enough. And I thank you. Signing out.
Blessings.
Diese spraak, klam in je brein, doet ze vaak raak, raak en zijn doet je kaak raak. Diese spraak.